They say what's done in the dark always comes to the light. And another old saying is birds of a feather flock together. You are a reflection of the company that you keep. Now, no one notified me. No alerts. Nobody told me. Nobody got me hip. I would have rushed. I would have been in a rush to cover this story. So it's being reported that LeBron James manager Maverick Carter reportedly used a legal bookie to bet on NBA games. But I'm going to allow Chris Broussard and Rob Parker to speak on it, and I'm going to give my thoughts. Now, I only seen a quick snippet of it, but I paused it and I said, you know what, I want to do a full reaction on it. But if you guys could see the hurt on Chris Broussard's face as they're talking about his God, LeBron James. The idolatry is insane at this point. He's so in love with LeBron James. You can literally see his soul leaving his body. He's sensitive. And you can tell he was getting frustrated. But I've been doing too much talking. Let's hit the play button.
Because
hold up. I gotta pause it real quick. Because he looked disappointed. Let's look at it. Look at his face right now. Look like he about to cry. It hurt. Because the truth coming out about y'all boy. Gradually.
Maverick Carter, according to multiple reports, as part of an ongoing investigation with the Washington Post, admitted to illegally making bets in 2021 on NBA and NFL games.
Wow.
Okay, now the reason why this is notable is because this is now the second time in 2 months that we've seen a member of LeBron's business circle.
Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face. He's already ready to defend LeBron James. Ready to put that cape on. Well, whatever you're reporting, it don't apply to LeBron James, so, it really don't matter. This has nothing to do with LeBron. That doesn't mean that LeBron was betting on games. That doesn't mean LeBron was betting on games. That don't mean that LeBron.
That's a better way of putting it.
All right.
That's been in the news. You recall back in September, Randy Mims, who's part of his group, his business manager, was part of the investigation into Tony Bosch, which is the PEDs situation that was involving all those baseball players.
Right.
It also included his wife's personal trainer at the time. So now this is just in the last 60 days.
Is it me? Or do Chris Broussard resemble Ice-T a little bit? Or Briss-T? One of them.
3 different people.
He Ice-T little brother, Briss-T.
In and around LeBron's inner circle that are up to some shady dealings.
Well, so my thing is, and Rob, you're much more familiar with the game world than me. Now, let me ask you this, Rob G. What was the investigation about?
The investigation was into somebody else. It wasn't involving him.
But that's usually how a lot of people get. Yeah, like that's how John Gruden got Ziggy. You know what I mean? They weren't focused on him. That's how Barry Bonds and Balco. They weren't looking for Barry Bonds. They didn't even know he was involved in that place when they went through the files.
Yeah, and just think about any criminal investigation. When the feds are trying to, catch a criminal, they generally go for his enforcers. They go for the underboss. They go for people that's, in the gang, in the crew. They go for the crew member first. They go for the workers, the foot soldiers. They go for the foot soldiers. That's how they build the criminal investigation. They get informants. People to flip on you. Look at Chris Broussard's face. His soul leaving his body. Because he know it's getting closer and closer to LeBron James. And he's getting the sense that, or getting the feel that, LeBron James is more of a fraud than he ever thought he was. And that bothers him. He don't want y'all talking. This is how the media has programmed and brainwashed the fans. It's to the point that you have such an emotional tie and an emotional connection with this basketball player, with this individual, with this character. Make no mistakes about it. I was the biggest Kobe Bryant fan growing up. Look, I still got Kobe Bryant jerseys in my room. I will forever be a Kobe Bryant fan. But whenever someone's critical of Kobe Bryant, I don't even take it serious no more. Because the results spoke for himself. Kobe is clearly one of the most skilled players of all time. As much as they try to, discredit Kobe, disqualify him from the top 5 list, say he rode Shaq coattail and he needed Shaq, but they never talk about the 2 rings he won without Shaq, and they never talk about how Shaq didn't even win when he was with Penny Hardaway. It's always an excuse. But that's typically how they build. They start investigations. Just like a RICO case, they're going to try to gather as much information as they can till they build up a case on you. They go after those who are close to you so they can get inside information. And Maverick Carter actually looks like a guy who would flip on LeBron James. LeBron's James. He seems like a guy that'll flip on LeBron.
His name came up.
In this situation, it was an investigation of a man named Wayne Nix and Maverick.
Look at Chris Broussard's face. He can't even speak. He can't even talk. He's a little hurt right now. He's hurt. This is what the media does to you. Now it got you looking crazy, got you looking stupid. Defending the guy who's indulging in way worse than this. This is going to get way worse. When they officially take that mask off like they did in Scooby-Doo, and y'all really get to see who's really behind that mask of LeBron James, I expect this reaction. You look at crazy defending this guy. And ironically, they brought up steroids. Some stuff should just be obvious. Over 66,000 minutes. He really hasn't declined. And when people say, oh, well, LeBron James has declined somewhat, or LeBron James has declined, the true definition of decline, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, go look at Kareem when he was LeBron's age. These guys slowed down. The body couldn't do what it used to do. Look at Chris Broussard. His face, he just can't accept it. That's how it is when you are a bronzexual. He's the true definition of a bronzexual. He really don't want you talking bad about LeBron. That hurts him. That hurts his feelings. Because they've made you have this emotional attachment to LeBron. As if he's your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your father. LeBron don't care nothing about you. Don't care nothing about his fans. No signs of really declining. Just because he's tired and bent over, got his hands on his knees, paused, and notice when LeBron James is making shots, he's poking his chest out, doing the mean mug, flexing his muscles, shrugging his shoulders as if nothing phases him. You notice that. Trash talking, celebrations. When LeBron James is playing good, you notice he don't be all tired and having his hands on his knees. It's only when he's not playing defense, they're getting blown out, they looking like garbage. That's when he gets tired. It's all an act. They train your brain to have a mind of a child, to where you lose your common sense, you lose your basketball judgment. This man been in the league almost 20-something, for 21 years. Hasn't sustained no major injury. Barely busting sweat. 250-something pounds, 6'8". and supposedly the most durable athlete, it's suspicious. Still jumping out the gym. High flying dunker. And it's been going on since 2003. We're all the way in 2023. This man has played more minutes. Like, that's even more of an insult, slap in the face to fans. Well, it should be. ESPN just posted that LeBron James has more minutes than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. LeBron James has played not in just the regular season, but the postseason as well. All those minutes, and he's a ball-dominant player. But you don't want me to believe he's on performance enhancement drugs? This guy's rotten. And the team he has is rotten. And soon they're going to find out they're colluding. Collusion. They're using it as a cover-up. They're using Clutch Sports as a cover-up. LeBron James ultimately runs Clutch Sports. It's a conflict of interest. They're trading players that they want.
Maverick Carter's name was brought up in the...
They're signing players. Anthony Davis, Draymond Green, John Wall, a slew of other players. They're signing up all these guys. LeBron James wants to play with these guys, and they trade for him. It's a conflict of interest. They're colluding. And they're going to find out that the NBA is behind all this mess. But y'all notice LeBron is on his way out the door. So all the dirt is coming out. All the skeletons is coming out.
The investigation. He's obviously not a target in the investigation. And he just cooperated with his end of the deal. And in the cooperation, he admitted that in the investigation in November of 2021. So this investigation took place 2 years ago, and it's just now becoming public.
Right.
He admitted that he was making illegal bets in the NBA through a unsavory bookmaker. We'll call it that.
Here's what I say about the betting, because obviously people think, oh, he's close to LeBron, and he's betting. To me, in a situation like this, and like I said,
can't even show his face, and look how dismissive he is of it. Just brush it right off. Like, it's not a big deal because it's not LeBron. It's not LeBron. It has nothing to do with LeBron.
Rob, you know more about this world than me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maverick Carter can bet all he wants. Now, if it was illegal, whatever, I don't know all the ins and outs, but I'm just saying in general.
If it's illegal, then it wouldn't be no problem. So, this is the mindset of the delusional bronsexuals. And this is why I don't like LeBron. Like, last night I was about to do a video when he was saying that he was going, if the Lakers had a game, he was going to miss the game. He was going to purposely miss the game to go watch his son play, his son debut. And I have no issues with that, right? But it's unprofessional. Just imagine you working at a job and you just boldly say to your manager or boldly say out loud while your manager is in the vicinity, you say, listen, be like, man, if my son got a concert tomorrow or my son got a play or my son got a basketball game tomorrow, I'm not coming to work. I don't care what nobody say. Just imagine saying that. Do you think that you'll still have your job? I don't have no problem with LeBron feeling like that, but it's certain ways you can do it. This man think he's above the law. He's above the rule. No. But Chris Broussard can't even show his face. You're defending something that's wrong. If it was right, this wouldn't even be a conversation.
They can bet all they want. If there were something that the league or anybody was going to, if anybody was going to get punished, I would think
they will defend LeBron James to the end of the earth. LeBron James could do the most heinous, the most foul things, the most vile things known to man, and they're still going to defend him. Just look at his face.
Player in the situation would be the one involved. Like, Rob, if you say an NFL player is, he's playing for a team and a family member is betting, Now, people might raise their eyebrows and say, oh, wow, he's connected to so-and-so.
Right.
But to me, that person isn't the one that could possibly be in trouble. It would be the athlete. Am I wrong on that? Because I wouldn't think
Yes, you're wrong on that. And I'm going to allow Rob to speak. I'm about to, I'm about to cut this video short because I got other things to do. And I don't want to make this too long. If y'all watch it, I appreciate it. I'm going to let Rob speak. But I want to say to Chris Broussard, because yes, you're wrong on that. LeBron James, birds of a feather flock together. It's common sense. If you were connected to somebody selling drugs, Chris Broussard, have a great job, probably make decent amount of money, you're comfortable, you're not willing to risk this job that you have, this great job that you have. So are you going to be hanging out with drug dealers, people who are into some bad things? Are you going to be hanging with them knowing that you have a great job? No, you're not. If it was legal to bet, they would be betting legally. What makes it even worse is the fact that he's connected to LeBron and you don't know who LeBron connected to or what kind of information that he's getting to bet on these games. When he's connected to these players, the main reason why it's probably illegal is because he has inside information on how these games going to be determined beforehand. He probably already know who's going to win. So that's probably why it falls under the lines of being illegal.
Person, they can bet all they want, no matter who they're related to.
Yeah, I don't think that the league doesn't have jurisdiction
right
over family members. I mean, it's not.
And Maverick's not even a family member, but
Now, I don't know if Maverick can't do it because agents aren't supposed to.
Well, he's not an agent though.
Yeah,
that's rich.
But he's a manager. He's affiliated with Clutch Sports. Is he not? LeBron James hired all of his people. He's connected in some way, or otherwise this wouldn't even be a story. Now, the way my brain operates, the way my brain functions, is if I see someone who has been caught for doing something illegal, it started to make me question, what else are they into? What else are they hiding? That's what Chris Broussard should be saying. He's slowly being exposed for who he's always been, what he's always shown us. The red flags have always been there. It's just that when you're so programmed, most people are indoctrinated. So they believe everything that the system tells them. So it takes for ESPN or some other so-called credible news source to come out and say LeBron James has got was caught for PEDs, or LeBron James was into gambling. And of course they're going to try to tie this to Michael Jordan and say, oh, well, Michael Jordan was gambling too. He had the gambling scandal, blah, 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 because they want to compare. They want to make Jordan and LeBron comparisons. But one must say, man, like, what other stuff is LeBron James hiding? It's getting awfully close. It's getting close. Like I said, idolatry, it starts to become obsession. You live vicariously through these characters, these so-called influencers. And by you living through these characters, you believe everything that they tell you. You ignore things that you normally wouldn't. If this situation was happening to someone close to you in real life, and I ain't gonna say real life because it is real life, but if it was happening to someone close to you, you would be suspicious. If it was any other person. And that's why I don't like LeBron, because the media is biased. Let this had been Kobe Bryant, bro. If this was Kobe, Kobe would have been guilty before he could prove his innocence. With LeBron is the opposite. LeBron is already innocent and he could be guilty. So that's why a lot of people don't like LeBron, because he's the media darling, the golden boy. The things that he does get swept under the rug. Even if you was associated with Kobe, Kobe would have instantly been guilty.